Plaintiff Dan Houck owns a bail bond company, and he posted bond for the defendant's friend after the defendant co-signed for the bond. Dan says he later discovered that the defendant falsified her information on the cosigner application, and he's suing today for the bail bond. Defendant Alyssa Brown says she was doing her friend a favor when she co-signed on the bond. However, Alyssa insists she had no idea what she was signing and feels she was conned by her friend. Alyssa's countersuing for harassment.
Start with you.
Yes, sir. On August the 3rd of this year, the defendant and friend called me to post a bond for a friend of theirs. So we went down to the correctional facility, local correctional facility in Colorado Springs, where we posted the bond. And before doing so, we filled out cosigner information and so on and so forth. And I asked the defendant her relation to the person we were bonding out, and she said that they were both friends. So at that point, I asked what his charges were, and it was a minor traffic infraction on a failure to appear for a DUI. So I asked if he had any others that were pending, and she said no. And we proceeded at that point to fill out the paperwork. I later found out that he absolutely had somewhat more of a record for sexual assault, for kidnapping, for weapons charges, and so on and so forth in other cases.
Let me ask, ma'am.
I went with my friend, and with this here, I really didn't understand what I was doing.
I wanted to ask about whether you told him he did not have a record, and then, in fact, you knew he did.
No, I didn't know at all that he had a record.
You told him he didn't, though?
No, I did not.
You never told him he didn't have a record?
No.
All right.
No, I did not.
Good enough. She co-signed for the document, obviously?
Yes, sir, she did.
All right. And hasn't paid?
Well, he, about a week later was his court date. He didn't show up to the court date, and the court forfeitures that bond, obviously, you know. So I immediately tried to call the cosigner and found out that that's when the information wasn't true that she had put down on the cosigner application and indemnity agreements.
But
Your Honor.
what information wasn't true?
The place, I've got phone numbers here that she put down for her work and for her personal cell phone. Neither one of those.
None of them were true?
No, and is also her address that she had put down was her friend's address.
And what are the labor costs?
Labor costs, Your Honor, is for, I had to send out my team to go find the guy and, you know, numerous places and so on and so forth.
Here's what happened. I went with my friend, and with this is how I got into all of this. She had called me. She called me and she asked me if I could do her a favor, and I asked her what was the favor. She asked me if I could sign these papers for her friend's boyfriend. And so I told her, okay. And then after, she was the mastermind of all of this here. I didn't really understand what was going to go on. So we met them, and so she did all of the talking. I was just sitting there agreeing with everything and with the information that she put down on those papers.
You didn't know the person that was jailed?
No, I did not.
Why couldn't she co-sign?
With that, I didn't think to ask her at all. She's a friend of mine.
Go ahead.
And I thought,
no problem. You didn't think to ask why she couldn't co-sign for her own boyfriend.
No.
You just decided to do it.
Yes.
What else would you like to tell me?
Yes, I just decided to do that just out of the kindness out of me. She started filling that out. I kind of looked at it, but I didn't feel comfortable signing, so she just took it and she started filling it out.
Why shouldn't you have to pay?
The reason why is because I didn't understand what I was filling out. She didn't give me a chance to look at it.
That's not true, Your Honor.
I have proof where in middle school I do have a learning disability.
And you knew that before you signed, or do you found that out when you were signing?
No, I knew that I had a disability.
So why would you sign something knowing that you could not read it properly? You certainly should have said, I can't read this properly, and I'm not going to sign something that I can't read. I'm going to have my mother, my friend, my brother, someone who can read it to me. Why didn't you do that?
Yes,
you
Your
just
Honor.
sign. Do you sign everything someone presents before you without reading it?
No, I do not. I felt that I could trust
her?
this girl.
Okay.
I've been friends with her for several years.
You all
and
still
I didn't
friends?
know. No, not till this
Why
day,
not?
no. The reason why I have tried to contact her, trying to get information. I have tried my best to give them
Information on this?
information. to them where they could stop harassing me with this here case.
That's your counterclaim, harassment. How have they harassed you?
The reason they have harassed me, they have showed up to my job. They have called me several times within a day, more than once, 24/7, asking me if I know about this guy. I know nothing at all of this guy. I don't.
Okay. You wanted to say something, you witness? Come on up.
Yes, Your
State your name.
Harold Fitch.
What do you want to tell me?
I would like to state to you, sir, the reason why we were trying to contact her is because she provided false information on the cosigner application. The only way we could actually end up getting a hold of her is by going to her place of employment.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. And that sounds reasonable, ma'am.
And here's a friend that was with her, actually. Your Honor, we don't just have people sign random piece of paper. We explain every piece as we go.
So you don't have to tell me. I don't believe a word she's saying regarding that.
Thank you, sir.
I believe that her friend told her what she was doing, and I believe she knew what she was doing. And I believe at the very least you should have had her tell you what you were signing. And if you didn't, you assumed liability. You assumed it by signing your name. You were contractually bound, and you can't say, I didn't understand what I read. That is not a legal defense. Otherwise, every single person that signs on to a home, a finance contract, and everything else would try and use that to get out of paying their mortgage, to get out of paying on their car. And you did not give correct information because you say your friend filled out your information. You had a duty to look and see what addresses. You can read your address, right? Your disability doesn't prevent you from doing that, does it?
No.
Right, you did not. So they had no other means of contacting you other than the way in which they attempted. Your harassment claim is dismissed. $5,000 for the plaintiffs. Have a good night.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hi, Judge Mathis. My name is Cinnamon, and here's my question for you. If I cannot afford to file a small claims case, are there any courts that'll waive the filing fee?
Well, Cinnamon, most courts do provide a process for people who cannot afford filing fees and to get them waived if so. It usually involves filing a petition with the court to waive the fees, and if granted, you may file your case for free. However, many counties will require that you pay the waived fee from your award if you are successful in your case.